Hello, everyone.
Welcome back to another episode of What's Your Thought?
A talk show for the youth, by the youth.
Merry Christmas!
And a Happy New Year.
So, welcome everybody back to another episode of What's Your Thought, a talk show for the youth by the youth. This is our Christmas episode. Today, we are going to be gathering back and just throwbacking and remembering all the things we've gone through this year, and just be grateful for all that we were able to do this year, all the episodes that we were able to have, and all the things that we were able to do, all the things that we enjoyed doing this year. We're just gonna throw back and remember. So let's start out. What were your guys' favorite episode of this year and why?
Well, my favorite episode has to be the one with Pastor Adrian. I can't give you the exact episode number, but it's the one with Pastor Adrian because first of all was the person I did it with. It was Marcus, and we both enjoy fantasy and we were huge fans of Harry Potter. So yes, we both like Harry Potter, and it was such an experience getting to talk or speak with someone or invite someone who has experience with actual black magic. And secondly is because it really gave me a new perspective on how powerful God really God really is, because he was a man. You can watch the episode for yourselves, but yeah, he was basically a man who had lots of demons in him. Can I say that? He was a man who delved into dark arts, and that's a really, really evil thing, but God set him free, and it was a very powerful story. Yeah.
What about you, Marcus?
I think it has to be the one with Auntie Jennifer. The Joy episode. If you haven't seen it, you have to see it.
Oh, I really like that one too. The Joy episode was pretty good. I think my favorite episode was when we did discipleship with Pastor Allan. Originally, we were going to call it Mr. I'll Make a Man Out of You. But then after we did the discussion with Pastor Allan and everything, we found out that discipleship was a lot more than just exclusive to guys or girls. It's like something that every Christian should be discipled by another Christian. I learned a lot in that episode. That I found the information that was given in that episode was particularly valuable to anyone who wanted to start out getting discipled. It had the ins and outs and the fundamentals of discipleship, and I really enjoyed being in that episode. What about you, Brian?
For me, it would be the second episode, the one where I did with Keenan, the building your career, because it was just during that time when I was going to go into my internship, so I was curious to see how do I build my own career before entering the industry, before starting my internship. So I felt that was the perfect time to do that episode, and I really liked it because from what I learned, it was very helpful. I think it will be even more helpful for me in the future.
I think my favorite episode would be the one I did with Keenan with Uncle Eric, was the pastor of past, because I am the pastor's kid. So people think that just because he's my dad, it will be easier to talk to him. But sometimes I need him to be not just my dad, but my pastor. So it's a really good insight on how it works actually.
Oh, that's awesome. I didn't even know that.
What?
That Alyssa's favorite episode would be that episode, because I thought out of all the episodes for her, that would be the boring episode to host. And since when did you move your hat to your hand?
Don't worry about it.
Yeah.
Before you know it, will be on top of my head.
So what's your favorite moment of the season, Isabel?
My favorite moment of the season.
The hat on Brian's hand.
I have to say again with Pastor Adrian, because when I watched the episode, I don't know if this counts, but when I watched back the episode, I believe it was one of the first times, the first few episodes Martin edited, and he edited it really well. And I heard the emotional music in the video, and it was so powerful, I started tearing up a bit from the episode itself. And I felt a bit of pride because that's Marcus and I were in the episode too, and I felt emotional for that. But it was mainly because of Martin's editing. It was very emotional, but very powerful. Good job, Martin. How about you, Keenan?
My favorite moments in the year were also about torturing Martin, getting him to edit weird stuff on screen, pointing out weird stuff, and asking him to do all sorts of interesting things, and he'll actually pull it off. what I feel really made me enjoy doing hosting What's Your Thought is that like we got to do like lots of weird edits this time, a lot of extra stuff that we didn't previously get to do. You know, having Martin not crapping on Marcus's editing.
Oh, Marcus,
No.
bad editor.
Wow.
Change.
But like you know, ever since Martin joined, we were able to do like more weird stuff, and like that was it had comedic effect, and I quite enjoy seeing the whole thing get like set up and done.
I do miss Marcus's trailers though.
No, I don't.
That he made for us. I miss his
Martin's
trailers.
better.
Those are exclusive to me.
Martin over Marcus.
Wow.
Martin, edit that on. Establish your dominance by editing that in big letters.
Hey, actually, that was that's what I was going to say. My favorite moment is Martin's editing. I sometimes I would just try to spot where Martin would edit in the episode.
Yes, that's true.
Yeah, I
Same.
was like, what is Martin up to this time? Marcus, you have been replaced.
I was basic. I was
Yeah.
clean. I was
What clean?
minimalistic.
Yes,
Sorry.
very minimalistic.
Alisa,
Clean.
how about you?
Well, my favorite episodes are normally the ones we're doing now. Our Christmas episode, because I love Christmas, so it brings me a lot of joy doing this and just, talking about making fun of each other. It's a mood. I love it.
What a mood.
It's just a mood.
How about Marcus?
What was the question?
What was your favorite moment of the
That's
season?
my favorite
Ah.
moment right
Yeah,
there.
that's-
What's the
This
question?
is the one.
Well, you know what? The moment that we live in today is
Oh.
my favorite moment.
Oh, let
That's
your
what Alisa said.
Did you?
Yeah, were you not paying
Sorry,
attention
I'm
to
thinking
me?
that.
You can't
moment
because
right
mine
now.
want to be first.
No, this moment right now is my absolute favorite. Looking at you all in white, in green, and in red. Maybe you should put on your
it has
hat.
like a-
Don't worry about it. You will see when I put on my
Alright.
head. Let your fate be bigger than your fears, Marcus.
Thank you.
Brian,
And one of
stop
those
it.
fears is Brian not putting on the hat by the end of this episode.
Yep.
So like we've had a lot of great moments this season, but like what would you think was like a defining episode that really impacted our life? Or how has What's Your Thought really changed you guys? Like I remember we had a throwback last year, but I don't remember asking this question. Like how has What's Your Thought affected like us as individuals, and like has being on this show and working on this show really encouraged growth in not just like the people around us, but like ourselves as well?
I think it's helped not only just the youth in general, but us as well to grow. Like Brian, the career episode, it helped him, figure out his life. So I think in a way when
Figure out my life?
because he went on the right
Brian
path.
already has a good career.
Okay. I feel like
I
that's
mean-
To
the
build
song.
his life.
Figure out my life. I hope you figure out your life by arranging your clothes and it's one finger apart at a time.
You know what? I love it.
Just to give context, she's working at H&M.
Don't
And then
find me.
find-
Whenever, whenever we visit
I got
her,
stalkers.
Martin will edit this part out. Like he'll bleep out the location.
whenever we find her, she's always arranging clothes.
And she's
Okay,
not
well,
working.
I'm doing my job. I get paid to do that.
Okay.
Alright.
Good
Alright.
job, Alisa.
This hat is really itchy.
And you know what? The manager said I'm doing a great job. I think.
It's okay.
We
Alisa.
saw her get lectured the other day.
No, I wasn't getting lectured.
Yeah,
She was
photo
just teaching
evidence.
me, about our rules in H&M. Okay.
Lecture.
I was doing a great job. Anyway. So, that was I.
How you learn a lot.
Yeah, I feel like we do learn a lot from What's Your Thoughts, especially when we start preparing and thinking of the questions and thinking. Me and Isabel always sit down like a day before just to figure out what we're gonna say. It's really good. I enjoy moments like that.
Yes,
That's
I
another
agree.
moment I enjoy.
Yes, I agree. Planning with like every single person here. I believe I've done an episode with every single person here, and I have to say that I enjoy planning with each and every single person because every single episode, personally, I enjoy being the host because you get to choose who your co-host is, and you like for the topic that you have, you can really see how the co-host really helps bring out or make that topic better. Or like, if I didn't do a certain episode with Marcus, it wouldn't have been the same if I did it with someone else. Or if I didn't do that anime episode with Keenan and Brian, it would definitely not be the same with Alisa because we would both be equally as clueless.
Yeah.
So I love planning and recording with everyone. Another thing I learned a lot was also the insightfulness that you get from the guests that we invite on. It's very insightful.
It's amazing.
How about you, Marcus?
Yeah.
What was the question?
Marcus,
Can you stay with
how
that?
do you feel about your thought have impacted you?
Next year we can have a segment for Marcus. What's the question?
What's the question?
If you don't know that it's raining outside and I can't hear anything they all saying.
Why are you listening to the rain?
Because it's nicer.
Wow. Oh.
What a
What a mood. The question is, how do you feel about your thought have impacted you personally?
Wow.
Not much I see.
Impacted you personally.
Very deeply.
How deeply?
You sound so
he's,
fake.
He's so deeply he can't even share it with us.
Is it
It's just
personal?
too deep.
It's
Is
so
it personal?
Oh.
It's more personal than his relationship with
You know
God.
what? I think that our work here has impacted other people more than myself.
That's what I said.
That's
what we
literally
said
what.
at the
Can you
start.
stop thinking what I
Well,
said?
I can't hear
We have
anything.
3 questions
Okay.
in and Marcus
Okay,
just
okay.
copying and
Just
well.
cut it out. Cut it out.
Cut it out.
I feel that, you know,
Alright, moving
Marcus feels
on.
constipated.
just cut the whole part out. Just answer the question.
Kidding.
I think ever since starting What's Your Thought, like in 2020 back in the olden days of Pastor Joel.
Never moved much.
Huh?
It
We
was
just
not
moved like
that old.
10 meters away from where we started.
It has been
Huh?
2 years.
We have moved around the church. Okay,
We
Yeah.
went
used
up,
to
we
be
went down.
we used to be on the ground floor for season 2. Now we're back upstairs in our beautiful youth center. We used to be in that congested, stuffy, dusty room
It wasn't
on
dusty.
season 1.
It had aircon.
Yeah, it had aircon. I missed that.
We have aircon here.
Yeah, we have aircon here, but that one is cold aircon.
But this is called aircon too.
Aircon is cold.
Yeah, but like it's extra cold aircon.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah, and so like when we started it out with Teacher Joel, it was under the guidance of Teacher Joel. He was showing us the way. Then eventually he just handed it all to the youth to organize. And then now we're actually like doing studies for episodes and thinking of hosts. I remember starting season 2, instead of like doing the full study ourselves, we would do some studies and prepare questions and invite hosts over. And like by preparing these studies, I remember it would push us in a way to study the Bible more. It would push us in a way to read up on more different things in order to understand like the particular topics and the particular controversies that we were going to discuss. Like things like I remember we discussed like celebrity idols and all that other stuff. And I remember we put a lot of research into that at the very early stages of What's Your Thought. And even now we're still doing research on like all these different topics. And I think like if without What's Your Thought, I wouldn't have personally have gone to do all these researches, all these Bible studies that would have led to newer conclusions and newer revelations in my walk of Christianity. But what about you, Brian?
I would say definitely all the what Isabel going off what Isabel said, the insightfulness, the knowledge that learned, especially Pastor Adrian one, the one about dark magic. That's it's very cool, very cool episode to watch.
Don't do dark magic. Dark magic is not cool.
Dark
Why?
magic,
Black
why?
magic.
Dark magic is
Isn't
not
it
cool.
black magic?
But hearing same thing, what right? I watch the episode to
is
find
dark.
out more.
Link
But
here. Video here.
okay, let me rephrase. Dark magic is not cool, but the episode was very cool to hear and watch. Very insightful, alright. But not just the episode, but throughout all the episode, you always learn new things, especially from the guests. The guest is like one of the things that impacted me, like hearing their story, where they came from, or about speaking about their experience. I think that's like what impacted me the most, especially about this season, with all the guests that we have coming in.
You know, Marcus, you've just been existing in the corner so far. Like, do you have any questions for us?
I prefer to continue existing like this. Thank you.
Okay.
He just likes to be there.
What do you think would be an awesome idea to try next year? Like, we've got like tons and tons of like content now, but like, well, let's brainstorm a bit here. What do you think are any innovations that we can do?
I remember before we started What's Your Thought, there was this idea to go around and interview people
Not a good idea.
what their thought was on a topic. I would actually like to see that being brought back. Instead of getting like, 3 people's opinion on something or discussing something, we should go out, ask people their thought on something, interview them. It's going well too, you see those YouTube videos, you see those interviewers asking people questions for like 10 seconds. I think that would go well.
We did try it at the very start of What's Your
Yes, we
Thought,
did.
but then we
Oh.
got crapped on by everybody.
I think we need to interview church members
Get flashbacks
Yeah.
from that.
because
Give some-
outsiders they're not not everyone is friendly.
No one is friendly.
Yeah, you can't say
No
that.
one
You will
is
be
friendly.
hated. You will get cancelled.
No one is friendly. We
But
were on the streets
I think
for an hour trying to
I
find
think
people.
it's Malaysians. Malaysians are
They
They
just.
interviewed
they're just-
3 people.
I think
They're
Malaysians are
just-
just camera shy,
PTSD
right?
from when we had to do it. I remember me, Brian, and Marcus going out on the streets trying to find somebody who would
3
answer
people.
our question.
Well-
Everyone's just camera shy nowadays.
Unfortunately, Malaysians prefer to mind their own business these days. They don't like to have interviewers coming up to them and asking them strange questions about Christianity.
I think it's Kinan's face.
Face problem.
Face problem. Face
No,
problem.
face problem.
But not only we have to come up with ideas, if the youth out there also have ideas and would like to share with us, please leave a comment.
Wow.
Whoa.
Subscribe to.
That sounds like a true YouTuber right now.
I am.
Yeah, how about game show? Something like a game show, like a
Oh.
mini game segment.
And we can torture
You just
each other.
just watch the host feels at doing something. You know, like just a short 5 minutes of just the host interacting with one another and just watching them utterly fail at that challenge.
Yeah.
You know, like something dumb, like you know what's the popular one? The one where like 3 people, one person is blind, one person cannot speak, one person cannot hear, and just make them wrap a gift, for example. Just watch the host fail. I think that would be very entertaining to watch.
Yeah, that's nice.
Especially
Yeah.
Keenan.
Stay tuned for next year's What's Your Thought Throwback Entertainment episode or more.
Or even a normal episode.
Okay,
We
we can
can-
humiliate the
What
host
do
in the
you
right-
want?
Yeah, let us
Leave
know.
a comment.
Marcus,
That's literally what she said.
Alyssa
whatever.
just
Leave a
Marcus
comment.
Just
Marcus
looking up
has an
Alyssa's
agenda.
content.
Marcus has an agenda. He's going after Alyssa this whole episode.
See, even the
Martin,
shirt they
you
wear
better
same
make
green
mine
green.
Same green
sentence
colour
first.
too.
He's taking over your personality.
Oh my god.
Next thing you know, Marcus gonna come curly hair and start working at H&M.
I mean,
He
had-
did come in
He
curly
did
hair
have
once.
curly hair once.
Let's move on.
Martin, if you have a photo, please put it up.
Let's move on.
Actually, I like Isabel's suggestion a lot.
What?
Which,
Putting
like the
his-
question, no, the,
Oh.
not putting his picture there, like the question one. We can have Marcus host it and call it what the question.
What's your question? Oh my
Yeah,
goodness.
what's your
Yeah,
question?
what's
Yeah,
the
sounds like a good
What's the
segment.
question?
Stay tuned for next year. Our new segment
What's
already
the
planned
question?
on show right now for you guys, the audience, to see.
So we're just gonna go around with Marcus and then we'll ask him a question and he'll go answer
Marcus
the
will
question.
go around ask questions. And one of us will be
Yes,
camera.
5 people just surround the one person. Just gang out on them. Hi sir, hi sir. We got a question we want to ask you. Look into the camera.
What's your hat on your shoulder?
It's moving. It's moving.
moving, it's
Progress.
Progress.
Step by step.
Now
we're
he's gonna
moving
be on
forward.
his ear next.
And so, lastly, like, where do you think we'll see What's Your Thought go next year? Like, where do you hope? What are our hopes for this show? Or
Our podcast has grown. We
Mhm.
have new members. We have Emily. We have.
Martin,
spoiler.
our new editor.
Spoiler. Oh.
Cut that out. Cut it out.
Cut it out, Martin.
Censor out the name
Censor out
first.
the word. Yeah, you just use my voice. Ah.
what?
Just put my.
We
Just
have
put my.
my
We have teeth. I also got. And just whoa. My bad. No, cut that out. Cut that out. We don't want to know here.
Yeah, which is good. It's nice to see our podcast
I want
going.
bigger episodes, more budget.
Oh my gosh, you
More
know, you
mistakes.
should do
Okay,
more
you gotta
episodes
chill,
with
be
each other.
realistic.
Because we make fun of each other. It's so entertaining.
Bigger episode, up the stakes, put challenges.
On the roof?
No, not up the. No, I said up the stakes, not upstairs.
I thought you
Excellent, get it together.
Like season 4 on
Language
the roof.
barrier.
Season 4. Yeah, you know we're progressing. We gotta change places.
No,
Yeah,
lah, we never
went,
did
like,
on
we
the
were
second
down,
floor.
and then
We
now we
should.
came up, and then now we came up, and then like the next progression after the youth
Yeah.
center is the roof.
Or outside. Just, I would love to see
In the rain,
butterflies.
yeah.
In the,
Not in
oh,
the
yeah, on
rain.
the balcony over there.
Like a
Oh.
weatherman, like the
Hey,
weatherman one.
we were supposed to do a barbecue pit over there.
Huh,
We never-
really?
Yeah, we never did it.
Next to the air conditioner generator.
Thank you for watching. What's
There
Your
was
Thought.
no aircon there yet.
Oh, that's true.
Mm.
Back in the olden days.
Yeah. We just had fans to keep us cool.
So what do y'all want to see next year? Season 4, right? Season 4?
Yeah, season 4. What's your thought? Or season 3A according to Chinese people.
That's true. Season 4? Isabel?
Oh yeah, so much Chinese New Year next in like 2 months.
Cannot say
Well,
4.
Oh,
Yeah,
'cause
season
I love it.
3A.
3A. Season, what do you want? What would you like to see in season 3A, Isabel?
so it's 3A, 3B.
No.
No, it's just
No.
You know
3A
how
as
like
well.
Chinese superstition they don't like 4 because it's like saying.
Are we including this in a?
Why not?
Martin can cut out whatever he feels
Yeah.
is useless. Like, this
Well,
is just idly us talking about
yes,
nonsense stuff.
It's funny.
Alright, so I feel like just to emulate off what Elisa said, I would like to expand what's your thought. Now we have additional people, but I will also, so far because of the MCO, we've invited the guests overseas like online, and I think so far we've only had Kenzie.
Yeah, Kenzie.
right?
Kenzie
yeah,
was
we've
one
only
of
had
them.
Kenzie. But there were opportunities where we could invite guests from overseas, and during rally, I would love to have an episode with some of the Cambodians.
Yeah.
Have them on as a group. They're actually really funny. They're a really great bunch. So I would love to have them on for an episode to see how things are like there, or maybe people from Vietnam, America, from India. Pastor Pakia Raj. I hope to have him on in an episode.
Send us an email.
We don't use
We would-
email, we can use WhatsApp.
Yeah, but we would love to have Pastor Pakiraj on.
But yes,
Let's
I would
make it
like
happen.
to expand what's your thought to people overseas as well. Because so far, to have them on physically, because so far we've had them online. So yeah, that's for me expanding.
Yeah,
to
that's
have more
awesome.
guests.
That would be cool.
How about you, Marcus?
I think
Any
he still.
hopes and dreams?
I think he still want to continue existing.
How about you, Brian?
I already went.
How about you, Keenan?
We also went already.
It's only
Wait, have I
Marcus
gone?
left. Yes.
So what I want to see happen next year.
You wanna see what?
He just wants to see next year. He hopes to
He
see
hopes to see
next
next
year.
I hope to live another day.
He's been
Amen.
drinking Coke so often he has to pray.
I hope to
He
see
move on to soya bean.
our What's Your Thought 4th anniversary.
Wow.
As you may know, we have reached this year our 3rd anniversary, and it has been a very long journey with a few of you and some of the people backstage there, and some people that we have lost,
What?
What?
Jordan and Jacob.
Oh, yes.
Oh,
Moment
right,
of
yes.
silence.
Our
for
hearts
Jordan
go
and
out to
Jacob.
you. I don't know why you left. Anyway, we have traveled far as What's Your Thought? Do you agree that yes?
Answer his
Yes.
own question.
Anyway,
Yes.
it has been 3 whole years since we started. Since it is a season of gratitude and thanks, let's give gratitude to our founding father, Pastor Joel. Thank you for starting this ministry. We hope that we have carried in the direction that you would like us to go. Any more gratitude you guys want to give?
Pastor Joel is currently launched out. If any of our viewers, no, to Puchong. Wait, Martin, you gotta edit that part out. We can't. Pastor Joel is currently launched out to Puchong. He's starting a new church. So if any of our viewers are in Puchong, you can go visit Pastor Joel's church. Pastor Joel's number will be right here, along with the address somewhere on Brian's face.
Oh my god, he's wearing a hat.
Yeah. Oh, when did it come up? Yeah, when did it come up?
You see, watch the video to find out where did the hat travel.
We'll give you something.
Yeah, like I forgot it. It was a
Don't
thing.
worry about
Then
it.
I lost it, and it's back up.
He made it.
Watch the video to figure out where the hat traveled. You know think.
Oh my god, yeah, thing. I love that.
Alright.
And I really enjoyed doing this hosting, this throwback episode. The throwback episode was fun. It always has a very casual, very light mood where we just talk nonsense for about 30 minutes. And for some reason, this episode gets views. And like, I hope that we can continue to have these episodes like this, fun throwback moments where we can appreciate all we've done this new year and everything. But before we move on to the next part of our where we discuss all our back end stuff, we do have a special announcement that you guys may have seen teased or have the beans spilled by Alyssa earlier on.
That was
Oh,
censored.
sorry. I didn't know.
Yeah, but we are having a new host joining our What's Your Thought crew, and we are very excited to announce him. Welcome, Joshua.
Hi everyone, my name is Josh. I'm very excited to be used as a new host here for this show. Thank you for having me. Thank you for Keenan and Marcus and the rest of the hosts for agreeing to have me here. I've been coming to church for almost a year now. I've been attending this church TPFC for about since May, so a couple of months up to now. I am now serving in ministry. I do. If you come to church, you'll see me on stage, backup singing, or either playing the keyboard, and yeah, that's basically it. truly, again, I want to thank Keenan and Marcus for giving me this opportunity to serve and do this thing for God. Yeah, and because of this opportunity, I would also like to thank my pastor Allan, for even allowing me to do these things. Because truly, if it weren't for all these opportunities for serving him, I wouldn't be where I am today. I wouldn't be as composed as I was today. Because truly, I came from a very different church background, so everything was sort of different. I didn't really need to do so many things for ministry, and just in this church, I found a new purpose in doing what I can for God, in serving and ministering to other people. So yeah, I would just like to thank again to my pastor, Keenan, Marcus, Isabel, and Bryant, for all the hosts that are present right now. Yeah, thank you.
Welcome, Joshua, to What's Your Thought. We look forward to hearing so much more from you as a host and the future coming episodes in 2023. So for this next part of What's Your Thought, we're going to be discussing the back end of What's Your Thought, how we prepare the segments and all the effort that goes into planning this good news segment, into planning the But Factually segment, and so much more from our back end. I'll be representing the hosts. Emily will be here for But Factually, and Isabel will be here to talk about the good news. And Marcus will be here to talk about the back end stuff and all the behind the scenes, this recording for the cameras, the mics and everything. A lot of guys have put effort into putting this together. And so we want to hear for this final episode and just overall appreciate all the effort that goes into making What's Your Thought everything that it is. So Isabel, Emily, what about your segments?
Would you like to start it off?
Oh yeah, sure. So I'll just start off with like how we got the name, But Factually. So actually it was the last episode of like What's Your Thought last year, where everyone was like getting ready and everyone was like already recording, and I was actually told a week before or even like 2 weeks before, like to get ready with a new name, because What the Fact was just not it. It was just not it. And like I was told to get a new name, and that would be my segment. And until then I couldn't figure out like a name. I was like thinking about my content, and I was like going back and forth on like what should I put in there, because like that's already the good news, and I couldn't figure out what to put in next. So I was like struggling to think, and then Isabel saw my depressed face, and she asked me, "Hey, Emily, have you thought about a name already?" And I said no. And she said, "Oh, so what will you be talking about like in your whole segment?" Then I said, probably like facts in the Bible. And then she said it would be factual, isn't it? Then I would say, yeah, it would be. Then probably I have to like, do like a deeper study, probably like, have to do more research about it. And I thought about like, oh, okay, so why don't I structure it this way, where I would talk about like, oh, actually people think it's like this, but it's actually like that. And we just came up with the name, But Factually. Yeah, so ever since we introduced the segment But Factually, it has gone pretty smoothly actually. Like I could see the improvements. I could see the improvements like by each segment from every episode, where like Isabel would help me out, like at times when I couldn't even think about content. Like there are times where I would just have a lag, and I would just call up Isabel and say, I need your help. And then she would help me out. Like she would say, oh, so like why don't you talk about this, that, the other? And like when I structure it properly already, and when I run through the whole segment with her, she would sort of like help me out and like correct this, that, the other. She would say, oh, probably this is too long, probably should have add this in, probably should add that in. And like I could really see how much effort she really put into But Factually, and I really, really do appreciate her and everything that she has helped me out with actually. And yeah, that's yeah. So actually, but how's like the good news for you?
Well, first of all, I like to say that that's very nice to hear that you are fitting in. So I know it's been a year since you've been with us, and I'm sure I can speak for all of us that you fit in very well with us, and we really appreciate the But Factually segment. And I have to say, But Factually is almost as catchy as What the Fact. But as mentioned, we had to remove what the fact and rename it to But Factually. But anyway, the good news has been going well. I'm sure the good news started when we first started What's Your Thought, and ever since 2020. And yeah, it's going as good as ever. One thing I think I mentioned this the last episode we had when we all gathered together. But one thing I really love about the good news is getting to ask people from around the world to get their testimonies and to hear how God is moving in their lives and around the world as well. It's not just us. And we get to hear from other people around the world. And one thing I really love about both our segments is that whenever someone is hosting the show, we always match our segment with their theme. And I really appreciate how the hosts try to match, when they have like a certain topic they would want to pick out a certain person from around the world to give a testimony, because their testimony really matches along with their topic that they're going to talk about. Or maybe the fact, like, a lot of effort goes into thinking about the facts that will match with the topic that the host is doing on that day. So I really, really enjoy how we match and work together as a team. But we've been talking about us. How about Marcus? How's your backstage crew?
Well, my crew consists of just one person. He is my brother, and his name is Martin, who unfortunately decided not to be on camera today. So I will be
Don't shame
representing.
him. He'll put like an image over here
Oh,
of himself.
I think that's out of shot.
Okay.
But
Here,
all right.
replacing Marcus's face.
Anyway, it's a very big effort that we all put into the production of this show, including the lights, the mics, the cameras, and down to the editing, which Martin does most of. We start with this table. It's been here for a very long time, since the start of this youth center. Martin does all of the editing work now. I used to do it, but now he does everything. So he does it when Keenan says put this here, put that here, and put that here, and put
I will
that
give some mercy
here.
to Martin.
And then like Martin can like edit together a compilation of me telling him
And
to do
he
stuff.
painstakingly puts everything that you say. Alright? Appreciate that.
Let's montage for a minute through all the times that I asked Martin to do
Guys,
something
we promise you
ridiculous.
Marcus doesn't hate Keenan. This is just how Marcus is. He's very passive-aggressive
We'll be back
sarcasm.
after the montage.
I have a Bible study at Marcus' house. You can contact the number below in the description. Or maybe you can have Martin edit it over here. Or here. Or here. Or
Martin's
here, or
over
here,
there.
or here. Yeah.
No, you can add mine
You
here.
can-
Add mine
yeah,
here
you can
for
have
180.
our numbers here.
It's
Or
okay,
you can,
Martin,
for
you
more
don't have to.
information, you can just contact the link
You
in
don't have
whatever.
to.
I don't know. The YouTube guys will figure it out. But yeah, I have Bible studies 8 p.m. every
Martin's sitting
Friday
over
where I
there
talk
and he looks
about
really
things. We
scared
can have
right
dinner
now.
too. Yeah. More details, we'll be putting it right here, like details with our services. I conduct the youth Bible study that in Brother Marcus's house on some days, on Friday nights at 8 p.m. For more information, you can get my number, which is going to be right here. Martin will edit that in, hopefully, in post. Or maybe like here, or here,
I
or
think
here.
that.
Okay, yeah. But Martin will figure it out. And for any more information regarding 180, Brian's number will be right here as well for his inquiries. Marcus is rolling his eyes because I'm really taking advantage of our new editing system.
Yes.
Yeah. Maybe Martin can put like an image of the book over here. Right, Martin? It's going to be right here. Martin is going to put it right here, right? Right here. Or maybe here. Or maybe here on Marcus' face. For more information, our church address will be over there. I think it's in frame. Is it in frame? Over here. And then pastor's number will be over here. Martin will edit this in post-production. And then our service times will be over here. Or maybe on my face. Or maybe somewhere here. Like whatever fits in frame over Marcus. And for more information, you can see our numbers, me and Marcus's and Brian's numbers for youth events, probably over here, wherever there's space on the screen right now. I don't know what Martin's doing behind the scenes, but there are some announcements. We have services Wednesday night, 8 p.m. and Sunday morning 10:30 a.m., Sunday night 7 p.m. And for all these services, church doors will be open 1 hour before for prayer.
Yes.
For any information we put here, Martin will do some like pizzazz. Maybe he can make it rainbow this time, like he change the colors, or maybe he can make it. I don't know, change the font.
Maybe
The
you
font
ask
is a
too
bit
much,
boring.
Steven.
Yeah.
You know what?
You're
Maybe
asking too much. Give him a break, okay? He was my
You know.
ex Sunday school kid. Okay,
Oh.
Martin. Okay, all right.
And then Martin can do some designs and stuff or whatever. But and also we also have youth Bible studies. For more information, you can see my number over here for youth Bible study, and any other things information you can call the same number, which is my number, or maybe Pastor Allan's number, which is going to be up here, like right above my number. But like make the font for Pastor Allan's number bigger.
Welcome back. Well, I think that's all I have to say.
Yeah, I guess.
Thank you all.
But you know, what at the end of the day, what's your thought really is like a huge team effort. You know, from the segments to the back end to the host. A lot of the time, like you guys just majority of you guys, so the viewers just see like the hosts. You know, Isabel and Bryant and Alyssa and Marcus and myself. And last time Jacob, but it also goes a lot of efforts into the segments, to the good news. The good news, normally poor Isabel has to painstakingly find people that suit our testimonies, and Emily has to go and do lots of research to get the facts exactly. Sometimes our topics are like not suiting towards any Bible verses or in particular, and when you have to find facts that perfectly match it, it's really difficult. Sometimes our cameras die, like as we're recording this, our camera died and we had to restart from the beginning all over again. But like our back end team, Joshua, Marcus, Martin, all of them, they put a lot of effort into making sure What's Your Thought is everything that it is, and we're just one big team working together, hoping to bring as much content that could help for the youth out there. So really show you guys different topics of life that we can talk about. And like I hope I speak for the whole team, but I'm really grateful to be here with such a great team, working with great youths, working with hardworking people to create the best content that we can do, and doing all of this for God together.
Merry Christmas.
Merry Christmas,
Happy New Year.
everybody.
Yeah.
So this episode of What's Your Thought is sponsored
Merry
by
Christmas.
this episode of What's
Merry
Your Thought.
Christmas.
Oh my gosh, we're gonna be here forever. This episode
Merry
of What's Your This episode of
Happy
What's
New
Your
Year.
Thought. Are we done?
No.
Do you want to say?
This episode of What's Your Thought is
Merry Christmas.
Okay, you go.
Okay, this episode of What's Your Thought is sponsored by the Potters Fellowship Church. We have services on Wednesday night 8 p.m. We have services on Sunday morning at 10:30 a.m. and another Sunday night service at 7 p.m. For more information, Martin will be putting information like right here.
Why not here?
Okay.
Why is it never here? Why
Because
is it always
you are
on
a
your
different
side?
frame. Okay, then it can be on your side. Switch to the girls' frame. It's going to be there where the ladies are pointing.
What is gonna be there?
The services, the
Oh,
details for
yes.
services.
The services are there.
Okay, yeah.
Hopefully it's not too small.
Yeah, Martin will put here. And yeah. And for more information, you can contact the number in the link in the description. I hope it's in the description. It should be Pastor Allan's number. And a special thanks to Pastor Joel. You know, right now he's no longer with us. He didn't pass away, but like he's been launched out to start out another church. But like I remember a long time ago that he came to us with the idea of starting What's Your Thought during 2020. Like the youths weren't doing anything, we were all stuck at home, and he just wanted to get some content out there, something that will touch the lives of people. And until now, 3 years later, we're in season 3, waiting on season 4. Well, we've gone strong. Even though he's not around anymore to give us his guidance, we've been continuing on, and we're bringing as much content. And hopefully you guys, the viewers, really enjoy our content as well. We hope to see you guys next year. And one last thing from all the hosts and myself to you, Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year.
Happy Hanukkah.
Were you hoping we would say that with you?
Yeah.